Welcome to Reality After Show coverage of Deal or No Deal Island, Season 2, Episode 1. That's right, the premiere. I'm Jonny Fairplay. I will be here every week, but we have a special guest. And we're talking super special. If you watch Deal or No Deal Island, Season 1, boom, here is your runner-up, Amy McCoy. What's up, Amy?
Hey, nothing. I'm good. I was really excited for the premiere last night. I was hoping it lived up to all my expectations.
And?
I think I'm a little biased.
Sure.
Season 1 is the GOAT. We paved the way. We are the OGs. There would not be a Season 2 without Season 1. So let's get that
It
clear.
could be. It just wouldn't make sense.
It wouldn't make sense. So let's get that clear.
Right.
I think we're in for a wild ride. I think we're in for a treat. I've seen a lot of arrogance. It looks like David and poverty. I don't know how to say her name. Poverty.
It took the Survivor community about 15 years to get it. So we will allow a DONDI learning curve here.
Poverty. Her and David are a little arrogant and cocky. I don't mind a lot of arrogance if you can back it up. So let's see if they can back their shit up throughout the season.
Well, for the record, the Golden God is David's real name.
Yeah.
The Golden God has earned the name, the Golden God. I of course, am a survivor. I'm a Survivor Hall of Famer. Not here to toot my own horn, but toot. But in the history of Survivor, one of the greatest games ever played, is the Golden God's second performance, not first, second on Australian Survivor All Stars. So the name is and look at him. I mean, like we were chatting on Instagram DMs last night, and I took a screenshot and posted my stories, and I was just like, wow. I didn't think it was possible for you to take a not perfect picture, but apparently you can. And I was like, it's almost like you're almost a real human being. And he was like, let's not go crazy.
Yeah.
So yes, the Golden God. Like, were you familiar with him whatsoever going into this, or just vaguely through press?
Vaguely through press. I'll be honest, I'm not a huge Survivor fan.
Sure.
I love The Amazing Race. I love Big Brother. So Dr. Will obviously is like, I fangirled a little bit. But I know Boston Rob, I knew David, I knew Pavarti. So I know, who they are. My mom's a huge Survivor fan, so I would watch bits and pieces. I would catch the end of a show waiting for another. So I knew who they were, but I did not actually watch all their performances. So that's why I'm like, him and Parvati talk a big game. Yeah, you might have killed it on Survivor, but Dondi's a whole new beast. Like, are you gonna kill it on here? Because there's a lot to this game.
Okay, so I was chatting with Claudia earlier, and she goes, I hadn't had a chance to see the show yet. What do you think? And I was just like, well, I feel like the cast is better prepared because they actually saw Season 1, which you guys did not. I was like, however, instead of going against one Boston Rob, which we're going to get to, you're going against a Parvati and a Golden God, and then to be revealed next episode, no spoiler because it's on the preview, evil Dr. Will Kirby from Big Brother. I mean, so it's like for the learning curve that I think that is in place on Season 2, because as I said, they have a chance to have seen it. That learning curve is just like literally stomped on. It's just like, but here's literally three of the greatest of all time.
3. We were against 1. They are against 3. Yes.
Yeah. And you, all right. So let's address the Boston Rob scenario. I mean, like, Boston Rob and I have not been friends for many years. However, strangely enough, we are friends now. And a lot of it has to do with DONDI Season 1. I peeked behind the curtain. I was contacted to potentially be on Season 2, made it to the end of finals and all that, and they went a different direction. I mean, if me and the Golden God are essentially the same person, looks wise, physique, strength, I mean, hair. we're the same guy. I get it. I don't have the accent. You
Right.
know, it's just like, do we go Australian accent or Southern accent? They went Australian. I get it. So season 3, I'm there. So, but anyway, I had never seen the show. And I purposely didn't watch the show because like it was like, here's the new Boston Rob show. And I'm just like, go fuck yourself. I had no desire. So anyway, during casting, I'm just like, all right, I need to watch the show, right? So myself and King George from Australian Survivor, who, according to the Australian press, I believe the Golden God is the 28th greatest villain of all time, or 22nd. King George is number 8 of all time.
Okay.
So I watched with King George. We loved it. We're sitting there watching. We're just like, the casting is better than other than this season of Survivor. The last 6 seasons of Survivor, the casting was better. It was a diverse cast, but you guys weren't nerds. Like Survivor, the last 6 seasons up until and there's a couple nerds this season, but the new era of Survivor is just nerd fest. I mean, there's this guy that can't climb a fucking ladder. I'm like, how do you get on Survivor if you can't climb a fucking ladder? I mean, let's be honest. So I thought you guys were more attractive than than seasons 41 through 46 of Survivor. I felt you guys were physically better. And I think your story, like you all had stories for us to identify, but it wasn't that, you know, I was bullied we all were. Like the only people that weren't fucking bullied and like they're fucking losers. Like they're still walking around with their fucking Letterman jacket, age 45. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
The rest of us were bullied. That's what makes us great fucking human beings.
Right.
That's why we stepped up and we're just like, oh, I'm gonna make sure this shit doesn't happen to my kid.
Right. Right. I'm 4'11". Come on now. You don't think I was bullied? Come on.
Yeah, but that's not the story that all you guys gave on season 1. And so that was a breath of fresh air right there. So I'm watching and I'm just like, okay, let's give this a chance. Challenges, little more hardcore than I like. I'm not a big height guy. Heights kind of suck for me. I feel you didn't love them.
You know, I don't mind heights, especially when there's millions of dollars at play. Like it was mind over matter. Like you said, I wasn't there for a crutch story. I was there to try to prove that a 4'11" overweight suburban mom can fucking hang with the jocks, you know?
Yeah. So, and it is a mind over matter thing. So, but so anyway, so I'm watching and who's the old lady that hated Boston Rob? Kim. Okay. I used to see Kim every year at Hearts of Reality. It's now Over the Edge.
Over the Edge, yes.
Yes. So I used to see Kim every year there, and they're just like, oh my God, that's the old lady from Hearts of Reality. And then and like immediately she's like, Boston Rob sucks. This guy wins everything. I'm like, preach. Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm watching it, and I'm just like, am I really watching a show in which Boston Rob his arch nemesis is this old lady fan from Hearts of Reality, and this is a show, and I'm loving every second of it. But then once again, I'm horrible with names. Who's the nerdy kid?
Aaron.
Aaron.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all right, do I like, because I hate the Cochran archetype from Survivor. I hate the Christian archetype. I hate they've done Carson. They've done this archetype on Survivor 3 times. I've hated it every time. I just don't like. I grew up to become a bully. I love being a bully. It's great. So I was bullied as a kid. I'm a bully now, and it's wonderful. I hate that nerd archetype. But I'm watching Aaron, and I'm just like, do I love this kid? Like, what is happening in my world that I'm watching a show of Boston Rob only because I'm potentially going to be on it. I'm watching this kid, Aaron, who's a nerd. I'm loving him. I'm rooting against the old lady that I've met and that I've signed an autograph for. And I'm loving this relationship with Boston Rob and Aaron. And I'm just like, I'm rooting for Boston Rob. And my entire world's flipped upside down. King George sitting there, he's like, oh, I love it, Fairplay. This is great. And I'm just like, what is happening? So explain, how was the Boston Rob dynamic there with, I mean, because it was no secret who this guy was to pretty much everyone there. And if you didn't know, Kim explained it.
Right. So, I didn't watch a lot of Survivor, but I knew Boston Rob kind of takes the little weakling, under his wing. Boston Rob actually approached me early on, even before filming, kind of trying to like, hey, we can work together if you want to. And I'm like, nope, because I knew immediately he saw me as, like I said, a 4'11" weak person that he could just puppet master manipulate to the end. I saw right through that. So when he and Aaron clinched onto each other, I felt like it was so like I don't want to say cliche, but it was so like, of course, the big bad hero is going to take the nerd under his wing and just make for really good TV. And I made a stance. I was like, I'm not gonna bullshit around. I'm not going to pretend like, oh, yeah, I'll be on Boston Rob's side. I was like, no, Aaron, you can fall for that. I'm not. I'll make a stance. I'm going to draw a line in the sand. I don't want to play his game. I want to play my own game.
Sure.
It almost like broke my heart for Aaron a little bit because Aaron and I had a lot of talks behind the scenes. I'm like, look, dude, you're going to be perceived as the weakest dude. I'm going to be perceived as the weakest girl. Like, let's work together without publicly working together. But he was just so the stars over his eyes under Boston Rob that he tried to be like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. But I was like, no, there's no way. He's so loyal to Boston Rob. He loved Survivor. He knew who Rob was. Like, I think he just kind of fanboyed out and like clinched onto that. But for TV, it was a dynamic duo. They did win the hearts of America. I wasn't there to win the hearts of America. I didn't give a fuck what America thought about me.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring home money for my blue collar suburban ass family,
Yeah. So,
But they did win America's hearts. They loved them.
but I felt like Aaron did stand up for himself. I didn't feel as though he was a cliche, and I think Aaron played a great game, and more times than not, he was playing the Aaron game and not the Boston Rob game, and Boston Rob was playing the Aaron game not by choice.
Right. So there was a lot of talk behind scenes, like me, Dawson, Nick, Stephanie. We were like, like it's okay to love Boston Rob, but play your own game. And so
Yeah.
I think at one point Aaron was a little like, I don't know what to do. Like I know Boston Rob's a good guy, but I want to play my own game. Um, so in the episode where I had to pick someone to play, it was going to be Aaron or Boston Rob, and Boston Rob was like, Amy's in Candyland. She doesn't know. Blah, blah. Like strategically. I knew where Aaron's head was at, and I knew that he loved Boston Rob, but he knew if given the opportunity, he would have to cut the head of the snake to further his game. So that's why I picked him to play. He ended up losing and going home, but I really, really feel, and I was so proud of Aaron in the moment. I really feel like if Aaron would have won, he possibly was thinking about Boston Rob.
I think you would have.
Yeah, I think he went on to say in interviews after, like, I just don't know if I could do that to Boston Rob. But in the moment, if he would
In the
have
moment,
won,
it's totally different thing. Like,
yeah,
given time to think about it and reevaluating the relationship that they had, it's easy to say I don't think I could have done that.
right.
But in that moment, like your adrenaline is at an all-time high. You have the eyes on you, production's on you. Like it's just like the fucking move is fucking Boston Rob. That's the move right now, this very second. So as that's potentially not the move, 4 days later or 4 hours later. But in that moment, if you're not thinking that, you're not playing the game. And I felt it was pretty obvious that he was playing the game.
I think he was totally playing the game. I think that, him teaming up with Boston Rob was a great move for him. That's what he thought was best for him in the moment. And I do think if he would have beat the banker that night because of the conversations we had had previously, I can't say for sure that he would have got rid of Boston Rob, but I know in his mind, he was like, if it's me and Boston Rob in the very end, I'm not going to win. So I think he thought what's best for his game in that moment. And I think there was a chance he would have taken out Boston Rob, which would have made for phenomenal TV. Because Aaron was playing a very good game. Like I feel like when I say it's cliche, I feel like it was cliche that them two like hooked up. And as far as an alliance goes, but at the end of the day, Aaron was very smart. He kept it to himself, and I feel like he was going to do what was best for his game in the very end.
Yeah. So, addressing the end of the game, there's a puzzle and a maze, and so. In Survivor, I hate that you can look at other people's puzzles and word scrambles and all that. I've always hated it. On the challenge, they have dividers for a reason. Boston Rob, has played Survivor, I believe 27 times. Don't quote me, I'm not positive, but I think Boston Rob's played 27 of the 47 seasons of Survivor thus far. And as I said, the rule is you can copy off your classmates' paperwork. So Boston Rob, of course, didn't bother listening to the rules because he knows them. He actually has a book called the BR Rules, which is obnoxious, but that's a different story for another time. But what did you think in that final, when Boston Rob was penalized?
I'm going to be honest here. I'm just going to be flat out honest. I felt like before every challenge, or excursion or whatever they called it, the rules are read plain and clear. They go over the rules.
Sign them, right?
We signed in the beginning, like follow the rules or whatever, but like in the end, you had to put your hand up. You had to say, I acknowledge, I agree to play, blah, blah, blah. Sure. So I don't know. I was 50-50 on that for a long time. I felt like, the rules, you cannot fucking cheat like that. That's like, this is our 11th excursion at the point. So you've heard these rules for 11 times. But at the same time, I'm like, when you've played 50% of Survivor or whatever game show you're on, and that's
I was kidding on that number, by the way.
I know, but I'm saying like he's played a shit ton of times on Survivor.
He has played more than anyone else.
If he reverts back to those rules because it's intense, it's in the moment, we're going to go.
It's in his head. They're ingrained.
So, part of me was like, okay, like he just reverted back. But to be honest with you, Boston Rob is a genius. He's good at fucking puzzles. Like he knows his shit. Like I expected him to blow us out of the water and be the first in the maze. And I was just going to be fighting for second or third. But the one thing about me is like, I know physically I'm not a Jordan. I'm not a Nick. I don't have big muscles. I don't have abs. I haven't played 115,000 seasons of Survivor. Sure. I knew this whole time, like I had to depend on my mental ability. And what America thinks is not what I am. I'm a very smart, intelligent person. I have a great memory. So I'm like, I have to depend on my mental capability to get me through this. So when I heard the question, I knew immediately. I knew immediately it was in the 70s. I thought it was 77 to be honest. So I tried a couple different ones and like on my third try it was 75. And I darted my ass into that maze and I was like, okay, I've given myself the only chance at a little bit of a head start that I'm going to get because come this far, we have no mental challenges. We have nothing. Like I knew who went home, what place they went home, the offer they put, the money they put into the bank, like anything mentally, I would have killed anybody in that competition. And I wasn't for sure about Rob and I killed Rob. So at the end of the day, I was kind of flattered that he had to cheat off of me because he's like the goddess of puzzles. I was like, but then I'm like, wait a minute, like he fucking cheated. Like he cheated, like he's disqualified. Like I've made final 3. And then, they blow the whistle, blah, blah, blah. And he gets a time penalty. But if I can take one thing away from fucking DONDI, I didn't win, but I beat Boston Rob. Like that is my shit. I beat Boston Rob.
Here's where I'm at on the puzzle deal. I get that it's if I were there, I probably wouldn't be paying attention. I would probably be already thinking about, okay, how do I do this puzzle? Get it? I'm thinking 3. For me personally, the way I play, I'm thinking 3 steps ahead. So I'm probably not listening or paying attention. Right. So, however, yes, what Rob did, that is ingrained in my brain based on how I play Survivor and the rules of Survivor. However, when I go overseas and I'm driving and and I choose to drive on the right side of the road, as opposed to left, not as opposed to wrong, right. I will get a ticket.
Yeah.
Because they drive on the left side of the road, even though it's instilled in my head
right.
that I always drive on the right side of the road. Yep. So it's stuff like that where it's just like, yeah, I get it. However, like, Boston Rob, you go overseas, you can't drive on the left side of the road.
No, you can't. And that's really kept me up many a nights because I've wondered, like, had that been me, Steph or Jordan, like, would we have got disqualified or would we have still got a time penalty? Like, we weren't exactly told, like, if you cheat, here's what's going to happen. But to be honest with you, like I was the first in the maze, and then they call like a freeze or halt the game, like somebody cheated. Like all my momentum, like I had to sit there for 15, 20 minutes. All my momentum is gone. All of my like adrenaline, like I've just beat Boston Rob. I'm running. I'm like I had to pause and like my adrenaline and everything kind of started
Yeah, the
settling down.
endorphins are down.
Yeah, so I was kind of like, man, this sucks. Like what the hell? Like I'm fighting for my life every week. I have people that are fucking strong as shit, and I'm really playing my ass off trying to show people that a mom of three can do it. So, I mean, it is what it is. The way it played out, I did end up making it to final two, so it didn't really hinder me in the moment. But had I came in third, I would have been really kind of pissed because like my adrenaline just went from a 10 to like a -4. I didn't know who cheated. I didn't know how they cheated. I didn't know somebody looked at my answer. But looking at my answer is cheating straight up. You can't fucking cheat. He cheated. It is what it is.
Well, I will say this: you were referring to your perception by America starting the game and at the conclusion of the game. I found you ridiculously lovable and fun.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm a
hated me.
I'm a horrible person. So
I'm a Libra. It's just natural.
So yes. So no. So thank you so much. I think you killed it on season 1. And if there is an All Stars, get ready. I feel you're more than prepared to throw your hat in the ring.
Are you serious?
Who's to say? Who's to say?
Oh my God. That means so much coming from you. I really, really appreciate that. It's my first time on TV. I'm not Boston Rob. I don't know, Claudia was a model. Like I've never been in front of the cameras, but I told myself, I'm from Oklahoma. If there's anything I'm going to do, I'm going to be myself and I'm going to fight to the finish. My family's blue collar. I didn't grow up, being silver spoon fed, so I was like, I'm going to fight. If America loves me, they do. If they hate me, they do. I don't really care what America thinks. I need to change my life,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I like it. I felt all that came across, and that's all I'm looking for in a television character personally.
Well, thank you so much. What an honor. Oh my God. Like I just got that compliment from you. My head is just like
well, let's talk about these assholes on season 2.
Okay, let's do it because I'm ready. Because there are some assholes.
Oh yeah. I don't mind a nice asshole every now and then. So it's we're back at Banker's Island. It's day 1, and Letty, she has long legs. She's got bug bites, and it's revealed that she was a former WWE wrestler. I have not looked this up yet. I have dabbled in the world of professional wrestling. I had a 2-year deal with TNA Wrestling back in the day. I've done stuff for Ring of Honor and other stuff. So I will be more prepared on Letty in the future for future episodes. However, I feel for we have the Parvati, we have the Golden God. I feel personality wise, Letty has raised her hand to be like, yeah, if you need this show to be about someone, I'm that person.
Yeah, she mentioned she definitely stands out. She's tall, thin, long legs. I like her. I do. Part of me thinks she makes it pretty far. Storm made a comment on my Instagram or on a Instagram post that kind of like made me dive a little deeper to think that maybe she does go far, but maybe I'm just, I'm in my mind like trying to put 2 and 2 together,
Yeah. I try not to play detective because well, I just hate spoilers because if a new Star Wars movie comes out or a new Marvel movie that I care about, I have to go to opening night, actually the night before the opening night, so it's not ruined for me. And everyone's on Survivor, there's Survivor spoilers. They're just like, hey, do you find it? I'm just like, no, because my podcast is better if I'm an idiot. I'm just like, hey, I know for a fact John Lovett's winning season 47. He's the first one voted out.
Yeah.
So, like that's a better show. So A, I don't like spoilers for the fact, potentially ruining. B, there's a lot of idiots out there that just say idiot stuff. So the Storm guy, A, his name is Storm. Obviously his parents are stupid. Okay. the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So whatever he posted, whatever you possibly read into it, I mean, you're possibly reading, Super Fudge or whatever Judy Blume book and not War and Peace here.
Right. I'm probably reading more into it than he even thought about,
Yeah.
but from season 1, season 2, I'm like, give me all the things. So yeah, it probably wasn't nothing, but my mind is like, oh my God, I'm jumping to conclusions because I want to try to put the pieces together. But I do love Lexi. Like I said, I think Poverty and the Golden God are a little bit arrogant. Can they back it up? They probably can back it up, but that's something I want to see. I want to see them backing it up the whole season. Lexi's definitely hi, I'm here and I'm gonna run shit,
Yeah.
But I think
if Letty's on this season without the Golden God, Parvati, and Dr. Will, this is the Letty show for as long as everyone allows it. And I feel there would be some immediate complacency until it's possibly too late.
Right. I think a sleeper, and maybe I'm just, like I said, I've only had one season. I don't know, but I like Lachelle, the older lady.
I don't.
You don't? I like her because I think
what's her line here later? Lachelle says she's giving auntie vibes to everyone, and everyone loves that. And I go, I don't. I hate auntie vibes. I hate my aunt. So
I didn't get auntie vibes from her. I think that
according to her, she has auntie vibes. So
yeah, I didn't get auntie vibes from her. I got more of these people think I'm the older. They're gonna underestimate me. But the fact that she's a social worker, I don't know that I love her, but I think that she is gonna kind of lay low and kind of read some people. I think her and Philip are gonna be sleepers. I think that people's
I love Philip.
I love Philip. I think that they're going to be sleepers.
I love Lachelle until she said she was auntie.
Yeah,
it was like I was like, I had my notes, like I have little checks by some. I'm just like, okay, I like them, and then it's like, nope.
I think she wants to get auntie vibes, but I think the cast is going to look at her more like mom or grandma vibes.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to think fun aunt, but I don't know. I've only seen one episode, but I feel like
I didn't get fun aunt. By when someone says they're giving off auntie vibes, auntie doesn't scream fun either. Like this isn't fucking Mary Poppins. This is Cruella de Vil.
Auntie screams the drunk aunt that comes in and fucking ruins everything.
Oh well, we all have a drunk aunt that comes.
We all have a drunk aunt. I don't know. I think her and Philip are going to kind of lay low for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think this season gets fucking crazy bananas. I think that all hell
breaks loose. Bananas shows up.
No, I think it's gonna get bananas.
Okay.
I think that all hell breaks loose, and I think that this season gets cutthroat, nasty.
I feel there was more of a friendly family vibe on season 1 that with the toxicity of Dr. Will not exist in season 2. The same, I don't know if you call it House of Villains on Peacock and E. I was on season 1 and like afterwards we're all in a group text together with the exception of Jax. Jax left because Shake is in there and it's a whole thing. But we all still, like, even this week, we're still, Happy New Year, everybody. We're all still a family. Season 2, there's no group text.
Season 1, there is a group text with almost everyone.
Boston Rob?
We do love we do have an Instagram chat with everyone, and Boston Rob is in that. I think Boston Rob actually initiated that. We all I say we all for the most part. Alyssa and I don't get along. That I don't think that's any secret. I don't like her. She doesn't fucking like me, and I really don't give a shit. But for the most part, we all wish each other well. Like, we found out Jordan was pregnant. We were excited. Like, Nick got married. A lot of people went to the wedding in Italy. Like, we all, for the most part, love each other.
It sounds a bit obnoxious. A wedding in Italy. Come on.
It was so beautiful. It was like a fucking celebrity.
Where do you live? Oklahoma?
I live in Oklahoma, yeah.
Yeah, you can't drive to Italy.
I didn't go to Italy.
So there you go. See? No. Obnoxious.
I didn't win the fucking show. I couldn't go.
Hey, asshole, have it paying for everybody's flight.
Right. But we all love each other. We all get along. For all of us, but Boston Rob had never been on TV. Well, Claudia had been on TV, but as a competitor, she was on the Apprentice and stuff like that. But you know, for the most part, we all wish each other well. Season 2, I feel like they are fucking daggers, hate each other. I've got a few DMs from some of the cast, and you know, I'm not going to mention any names, but somebody did say, I talked to everybody but one person. And I think I already know who that one person is. Like, it's kind of obvious. But season 2, I think, is going to be, like I said, a fight to the finish. I think they get crazy. I think they try to put hands on each other. I think they are fucking vicious.
Yeah. So, real quick, I looked up Letty. It's Alexis Letty. She's former Miss Indiana, third runner-up on Miss America. She's also Division One volleyball player. She joined the August 2022 Performance Center recruiting class, which is below, like, NXT is their lower level, and then you work your way up to SmackDown or Raw. She was in the performance class. Realized at the Performance Center wrestling was not for her, and so I don't even think she made it to, you know, getting an official WWE/NXT name. So and she does have on her Instagram bio, you know, WWE dropout, which I think she's embracing it, and
Yeah.
good for her.
Yeah.
so just
Drop
wanted
out.
to
Own it.
throw that out there. All right. Next, we have Philip. He explains that being a teacher was preparation for this. I agree. I was recruited to be on Survivor. I'd never seen the show. And so once I was cast, I was living in Los Angeles. I was doing Runyon Canyon twice a day. I went to Catalina and became skin diver and scuba diver certified. And then I'd come up with the dead grandma lie. And in preparation for that dead grandma lie, you're not allowed to tell anyone where you're going or what you're doing. So I would tell each of my friends a different story of where I was going and why I was going to be gone, just to see if I could keep track in my head as in preparation for lying to people and telling different stories on the island. So, you know, like one of them, I'm just like, yeah, I'm doing this summer counseling thing. Like when I was a kid, I went to the summer camp and they reached out and they're like, oh my God, that's cool. You know, then another person, I'm just like, yeah, I got arrested. I got to go to jail. You know, another one is like, I got this job opportunity. You know, another one, you know, I'm traveling abroad. You know, another one, I'm going home to see family. But I just had all these different stories. And I didn't, you know, I didn't write anything down because I'm like, they don't give you pad and pen, you know, on the island, you know. So yeah, so that was my. So I do feel for Philip hurting cats/students.
Yeah.
is definitely a good preparation for Philip to do Dondi, and also having a one-on-one secret alliance of party that no one else has except for 3 other people. It's also
Yeah, except for 3 other people.
yeah.
I feel like Philip, strategically, again, we've only seen 1 episode, but I feel like strategically, Philip, you know, he has the body. I feel like he has the brains. I feel like he has the social game.
Yep.
I really feel like he's going to go far, and I think he's going to lay. I think he's going to lay low just enough, to kind of win people over, but still in the background plant enough seeds to get him end game. I feel like Philip goes far. In my dynasty draft, whatever, I feel like Philip goes far.
Well, I feel, you know, on this season of Deal or No Deal Island, I feel we got plenty of Philip clips. And that's kind of how I gauge stuff. So how many outfits do you see them at the Banker Temple?
Right. Yeah. Because if you paid attention in season 1, which, you know, we had to sign DNA. NDA. I said DNAs.
Yeah,
it's too early.
It's sign over your DNA.
I'm still drinking my coffee, guys.
I'm for the record, I'm doing dry January. This is a Budweiser Zero.
Oh, look at you! I'm so proud of you.
Oh, February 1st cannot get here soon enough, lady.
It's going, baby. So I feel like if you paid it, like my mom was like, Amy, like after every episode, she was like, they showed clips of you and Jordan on the tightrope. I know you make final 2, and I was like, what? Like,
who's
what
to say the tightrope is final 2?
Yeah, who's to say? And then so episode after episode after episode, she was like, bitch, Oh my God. I know. So like if you really, really pay close attention and if you've seen season one, especially being on the cast of season one, like little clips to look forward to, you're
Yeah.
so right. I'm like, I've seen Philip here, 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 here.
Yeah.
And maybe
I try
subconsciously.
I try not to overanalyze because
I
once again,
know.
I feel like that kind of ruins stuff. I do like when you see someone screaming at someone, like calling them the most vile thing ever, and you don't see who they're saying it to, and then there's a clip of someone else, and it's totally non-sequential, non-related, and
Right.
you have a preconception in your head. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh my God, I can't wait till this happens with this person, and it is
Yeah.
not them whatsoever. It's like,
And it's
oh no, they're best friends.
right. It's not that at all. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. It's so hard not to
Sure.
start drawing.
Especially if you've done it.
Right, right. It's so hard not to draw conclusions. And like watching the episode last night, I was like, oh my God, is that the same mud I ran through? Oh my God, that looks like the same tree.
Yeah. He's got a beard. He doesn't have a beard.
Right. Like, hello. Like, people's hair grow out because I can assure you on the Bankers Island, there's not a fucking barber. There's not a
Yeah.
nail salon. So
Look at that bitch's roots.
I'm like, yeah. Yeah. His hair's a little bit longer. He makes it a little bit further.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Let's see. Dixon is the first to recognize Parvati. All right, let's go ahead and get into this
Okay.
Dixon mommy daddy thing. I don't even know if I felt it was cute for like 3 seconds, but it got long in the tooth really quickly. And the fact that other people are catching wind of it is
Yeah.
I don't feel bodes well for anyone. I don't think it helps the Golden God and Parvati. I definitely don't think it helps Dixon. But I do like, I will say this. As I said, I don't like the mommy daddy stuff. I do like the boosted confidence that Dixon is absorbing by this alliance.
I think it definitely boosts his confidence. I think he feels protected and feels more comfortable to like speak up. But
Yeah.
at the same time, like I feel like you could have laid low a little bit longer, but the fact that you
We're
are
making a TV show. I don't need this guy to lay low until episode 8.
well, I don't either, but the fact that it's episode 1 and you're basically
Fine.
like, oh
I need
yeah,
people to watch other than the Golden God and Parvati.
yeah, but I feel like the fact that
It might not
Parvati
be great
and
for
the
his
Golden
game, but I
God,
don't give a fuck about his game.
well, the fact that they're basically wrapping his arms around him puts a target on his back.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
I feel like the other people are going to be like, "Oh, you're fucking protected by Parvati, and you need to go." But
Yeah.
it's smart on mommy and daddy's part because
Here's our first shield.
yes, here's our first sacrifice. Like,
Yeah.
hey, you know what I
Sacrifice
mean?
to
And
the
I
Banker Island.
right, and I feel
Throw
like
him in the volcano.
yes, I feel like they're smart enough that I don't know if they're going to do this the whole season, but the fact that they pulled a young weakling in that they know they can beat in the end, like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we're teamed with him. Here's our sacrifice. And then when he goes home, we're going to try to pull another person in. I feel like they're just using him as a shield. And I'm sure his ego is boosted and he loves that. And he feels like, yeah, they're going to protect me. But really what you're doing is putting a target on your back.
Yeah. But once again, at the end of the day, I don't get any of this money. You don't get any of this money. None of the people watching get any of this money. It's not like they share.
No.
So I don't give a fuck who gets the money. I just want a good TV show. And if this guy's popping off on episode 1 and makes it to episode 5, great.
Yeah.
Because there'll be someone episode 5 that's ready to pop off.
Right. Absolutely. And I know that this cast has nice ass tents. They have a dock. They have air conditioners. We did not have fucking air conditioners.
Not tits, right? I thought you're like, this cast got some nice ass tits. I'm like, wow, all right.
Listen, I'm from Oklahoma. Tits and tits are the same thing. No, I'm kidding. I feel like, as a season 1 person and in the group chat, because we have one, I'm like, it's like 109 degrees. Like, we're exhausted from the fucking heat, and then we have to go climb a fucking tightrope or at the top of a tree or run through a swamp or mud or whatever. So, I'm like, I wish they wouldn't have had air conditioners. I feel like that's a little bit softer side, but I don't know. I'm excited to see. I think season 2 is going to be phenomenal. I think that, like I said, they're going to be, but that heat, when Claudia went off on Kim in the jungle and she was like, this heat gives another fucking layer of the heat, man. The heat just gets to you and your brain just goes, man, you just like spit out words. So I don't know.
No, on Survivor, like it sucks, and
It
and
sucks.
I'm sitting there watching Dondi season 1. I didn't know about the AC, but I don't give a like going from Survivor to no AC, but you get the tent.
Yeah.
I'm all in, and now for the tent and AC, dude. Can I just live there? I don't even want to be on the show anymore. I just it's
Just
I
hang
want that to
out
be my winter
Sunday.
residency.
Yeah. All of our hair at Temple was like a big fucking frizz ball. Like we were just our emotions were our our emotions were high because we're hot, we're fucking hungry, we can't get a good night's sleep. Like I think the night owls formed because I couldn't fucking sleep.
Sure.
Nick couldn't sleep. Dawson couldn't sleep. Like it's 100 and fucking thousand hundred in hell out there. It's so hot.
Sure.
So I don't know. I'm excited to
I
see
would have thought it was hell if I'd gotten there and Boston Rob was there. I was like, oh man, my plane crashed. This sucks.
my plane crash. But Boston Rob's used to that. He done
Yeah.
Survivor. Like I sleep with a fan on, my white cloud noise machine, my temperature on 63. Like I was very uncomfortable. I could not sleep. Got maybe 3 hours of sleep a night, which is why I was so irritable and so ready to just to pounce. And I don't know. I feel like these softies got air conditioner, and I'm really bitter about that.
I can tell. I can tell. So
Bitter as fuck.
next we get a guy named Luke. He is a private chef and looks like a low budget Dax. Remember Dax, that guy Dax that's married to the Frozen chick?
Yes.
Yeah. Doesn't Luke look like a low budget Dax?
He does. I'm dying. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
I also thought he was like a grown-up version of Aaron.
Okay. Well, Dax, peek behind the curtain. He was at the Golden Globes on Sunday and was watching the Minnesota Detroit game on his phone, and there's lots of footage of it.
Yeah, there's lots. There's lots.
Luke is mesmerized by Parvati, having no idea who she is, and I was like, wow, you really like Parvati with makeup on. Let's see. Sydney. Sydney is a redhead, self-described puppet master and can be charmed the pants off of. Her words, not mine. And I'll have more to say about Sydney, but she meets the Golden God, who introduces himself as David, and David does YouTube videos.
Yeah. I'm getting Fatal Attraction vibes from her.
Oh my God. I think David's getting Fatal Attraction.
And you know what's so crazy? Like in the group chat, we were like, pick your number one. And I was like, oh, Sydney, I think she's beautiful. Blah, blah. And then day one, I'm like, I'm cooked. I'm fucked. There's no way that she.
It was the hairsprayed hair, I believe, that was drawing you. It's the Oklahoma in you.
I think so. It's Psycho meets Psycho. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Sydney's never met a can of White Range she didn't like.
No. Rave. Remember Rave? Okay.
Yeah, there we go. So for the record, the Golden God did have a short-lived YouTube interview series. So that's kind of sort of true.
I never heard of it. Like I said, I don't know,
but
and
there's plenty of YouTube videos about how great he is on Australian Survivor. so yeah, he did the voice throw you when you because you see this guy that's possibly one of the most beautiful human beings ever, and then he's like, "Hi, I'm David." You're just like, "Whoa, what happened?"
It's like Patrick Mahomes. You expect this big, deep, like, "Hi, I'm the," and he's like, "Hi." Yeah, it threw me a little bit. It gave me yeah.
Well, I feel like that's where God equals it out, because I was just like, please give this guy a 2-inch penis. He's like, no, I'm gonna give him a high voice, and he'll have a larger than average penis, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's no evening that out.
Yeah, you're gonna get a high pitched voice, and that's the only flaw we're gonna give you.
That's it. So yeah. So we have your host Joe does his best Jeff Probst impression, hanging out of the side of an helicopter. Probst has done that on a couple intro seasons. And it's time for our first excursion, and this is a pyramid scheme. Their words, not mine.
Yeah.
For the record, I'm a big fan of a good pyramid scheme. Don't get me wrong. So, and you have to choose your path and your team, and you can either go, you can zip line down, you can do the floating rocks, or you can go through the jungle. The jungle is safe, lower prize money. The rocks is higher prize money, and then the zip line is 3 cases that have whatever number in there, or 2 potential steal cases,
Right.
one of which has money, one of which does not. The Golden God's like, look, I got 4 kids and a wife, and I'm just like, obviously, look at you. Of course, you have a wife, and and I'm sure there's no way that she's not having sex with you repeatedly. So 4 kids lines up.
4.
He's the Golden God. Look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will be starting a Golden God fan club after this. Membership is $8,000.
$8,000. Yeah, $8,000 per
I don't
subscriber.
know. I feel like it would require a lot of time. So yeah. I don't have that much time. It's 2025. I got shit to do.
Right.
So the Golden God assembles a team of Luke and it's not Seashell, even though that's how it's spelled.
Is it Seychelles?
Seychelles, yes.
Seychelles. Okay.
But everything in me wants to say seashell.
I was saying Seychelles, and I was putting on an S on the end, and there's not an S, but like I guess from Oklahoma, I don't know, the Targets, the Walmarts, the Facebook.
Well, in Oklahoma, you guys love a good Seychelles. Well, I'm not gonna say
the Seychelles.
It's there. Yes, you guys have Kroger's.
We don't have a Kroger's. No, we don't.
There's no S on Kroger's.
There's no S on. Hey, if it was here, there would be an S on Kroger's. I'm going to the Kroger's, babe. I'll be right back.
My grandma watches Survivors.
Yes, I love your grandma. Yes.
Well, that's why I pretend.
The Survivors, the Dondis, everything has an S. Damn it.
Yes. All right. Well, so the Golden God drew the short straw when it comes to a 3-person alliance on the zip line, because the plan is to watch and see who has what case, and then go down, grab a case, boom, get there. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Luke's like, fuck that, let's go. What?
Luke said, Luke pulled his Tarzan. He was ready.
I explain the logic here.
I don't know. I feel like Luke was like, I think he didn't quite understand what David was trying to say. I didn't know if he was like, hey, hold back until we can see who got what. But at the same time, I don't know, was Luke like super intelligent and was like, it doesn't fucking matter. They're probably going to switch cases. Like, we're not going to know anyway what the end result is. I don't know. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt, but
on a 2-hour premiere, we had time to tell that story if that was the story.
I know. I said I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't know.
Like, because I feel like he was there and he was just like, I'm here. Fuck it.
But, he very much, like, in the temple, at one point he had a 66% chance of beating the banker. Like, had he taken the $218,000 that was offered, he would have won. And I'm like, I feel like he just was like, I'm here. I'm first. I'm going to fucking prove something. But at the end of the day, you are playing to keep yourself safe, not, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know why he went to the very end and gave himself 50-50. That didn't seem very smart in my opinion, but I don't know.
We'll get there. So
I don't know.
Well, he says fuck it. Don't worry, Seychelles says fuck it too, because
with the capital F.
Well, I feel the difference between Luke and Seychelles is Seychelles really just did not give a fuck. She was just like, because the Golden God's like, here's the plan. She's like, yeah, I'm with you, but I'm not with you.
I'm not taking advice from a man.
Yeah. Or anyone. I don't think she's sexist. I think she doesn't need advice from anyone unless she deems them to be beneath her.
She's from New York. She's from Staten Island, New York.
Yeah. I don't love Seychelles. However, I would cast her 1,000 times.
I love Seychelles. And I think because she does have that fuck it attitude. Like, I don't care what America thinks. Like, fuck you. Like, I'm going to do me. I don't know. I love her. I do love her.
Well, I love Seychelles not giving a fuck about Luke because I didn't either. But I don't like Seychelles not giving a fuck about the Golden God because that's my friend.
Yeah, but the golden god is just that. He's a fucking god, like
He'll be fine. Don't worry about
yeah,
it.
like I don't know. I
Yeah.
love Seychelles.
Okay, so let's play hypothetical. Let's say the golden god, Sydney, let's show him he gets to go against the banker. He destroys the banker, right? Because he's the golden god.
And I really thought because Sydney's obsessed with him, and he went to say, "I want to play." Me and my husband were like, "Oh yeah, David's playing. He's 100% playing."
No, she was scared. She was scared he'd go home.
Yeah, and she wouldn't have nothing to look at.
Yeah,
but yeah, I really thought
but the golden god beats the banker first time out.
100%, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't in the middle of filming, they're just like, pause, everyone, turn your head. We're just gonna switch out this case real quick.
Yeah, the golden god demolishes the banker, puts a big fuck ton of money on the board.
There's 9 million. Like it's just like, oh my god, can you believe there's a mystery case for 9 million?
Yeah, oh my god, I can't believe it.
Yeah. Good for him. So, well, guess what? Philip can't swim, and I'm just like, oh wow, old school Survivor casted this show. That was a recurring theme. Nice to see that make a comeback.
You're going to live on an island with howler monkeys and surrounded by water, but you can't swim.
And that's how he got cast.
Okay, yeah, that's exactly it. Risk your life. Fuck it. Who cares?
Yeah. So we do see at this point Parvati assessing the situation with the golden god, looking at what the middle group of the rock jumpers are doing briefcase wise. And at this point, she calls David or the golden god by name. She calls him David.
Mm-hmm.
No one else knows each other's names at this point.
Right. Yeah.
And I feel storytelling wise for the US audience that's not familiar with Australian television and the Golden God, this is great because like there's a little breadcrumb right there for those that are paying attention, even if you don't know who the Golden God is. Yep. Like it's just like, okay, she said David, but for everyone else, there's a slow, we're slowly being introduced to, hey, for those of you that don't know this is Parvati. She is one of the greatest players of all time ever.
Yeah.
And she's here. And then for it to slowly be revealed, oh, by the way, there's another greatest survivor of all time. And she looks up to him.
Yeah, she was like, I'm fangirling right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't think she sees his game as better than her. So, when I said that the Golden God played one of the greatest Survivor games I've ever seen played, in Australian Survivor or in any Survivor, right. For the record, her game in Heroes versus Villains, she finished second. She didn't win. She finished second. I consider that one of the greatest games in the history of US Survivor ever. So you're talking, and for the record, me and the Golden God are friends. Me and Parvati are not. And right. I will give those kudos. I think she's that good. So.
See, like I said, I didn't watch all that.
Enemies. We just don't hang out.
Right. And but like I also feel like again, I've never watched either one. I'll be honest with you. I knew who they were because of
press,
social media and stuff. But I feel like she's also because I just feel like she's that good that she's also kind of playing it up to kind of stroke David's ego a little bit. Like I'm a fangirling, right? Like,
no, that's more strategy than her being a fan.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's my whole point for sure.
I think she is a fan because she's a fan of the show. She sees someone that's just as good as her. Just like, yeah, I'm a fan of that. Like, she's not rooting for the losers.
I think she's more of a fan of herself than she is a fan of David.
Oh, I think she would tell you that. I think she would tell him that.
Exactly. Well, not on this show. After the show, maybe.
But after the fact.
Right. And so I think that's excellent gameplay on her part.
Yeah.
I think she's stroking David's ego.
Yeah. Well, I mean, based on both of their current relationships, she's not stroking anything else. All right.
I don't know. Did you see the preview on Next and they're all huddled up?
Yeah.
I mean, I know because I know, but I'm like,
well, the Golden God is married. Parvati, who was married to another survivor at one time, is now dating a comedian that wears a different jersey than our previous husband.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picking it up. Got it.
Yeah. Picking up when I'm laying down.
Picking it up. Yeah.
All right. There you
I
go.
got it.
Hey, and for the right, good for you, Parvati.
Right? Like, I'm not hating on her. I mean, what I've seen so far.
Yeah. No, I said one of the best.
Excellent.
So at this point, it is pouring rain, and I'm like, well, that sucks. So Sydney is also having trouble getting across the rocks, and Letty and Parv go to help. Don't worry, Sydney did not need help to get across the rocks. She was just using that time to become the leader of the rock skipping tribe and to make the decisions for that group.
Yeah. Sure.
What? No? I mean, I feel that's what was explained to the at the bank.
It was, but
It's not true in any way.
No, not true in any way. Like, you're acting like first of all, you barely got across the rocks. Yeah. Second of all, I feel like because you were the weakest player on that challenge or that rock climbing, whatever the hell that was, leapfrog, leap pad. What was it called when you jumped a leapfrog, right?
I don't know. Frogger.
No, fuck it, whatever. Anyway, I'm old.
Frogger.
Yeah, anyway, I'm old. It doesn't matter. So I feel like they tried to give her some confidence, like, okay, well, you take the biggest one, because David knew she didn't have the biggest one. I mean, that strategy worked. I can't believe David fell for it.
I don't think it was her. Yeah, I think they were just like, who looks the weakest,
the worst, that would not have a good. It was strategy.
Yeah. I don't think she said, hey, don't you guys think I'm the weakest? No, I do not think Sydney's. I don't think that's ever come out of her mouth ever.
No, I think it was totally strategy.
Yeah, I think that was Parvati and Letty going, let's give Sydney this.
And it worked.
Yeah. So, well, David's watching. He sees that Letty has the $1 million, knows there's no way that they're aware of his game plan, and they couldn't quite possibly in any way whatsoever switch briefcases. And so he zip lines down, boom, switcheroo in the water, which Joe is picking up on, and the Golden God is not. And we're then introduced to CK, who is a poker player and a corporate banker. So she will know banker talk when it comes time to bank talk. So
she's not my favorite.
I didn't get a lot. Is CK the one that looks to be hooking up with Storm later, or is that someone else?
That's Maria Grace. That's a different one.
Okay. Well, as of right now, they're interchangeable, which is not good for either.
Which is not good. They have not set themselves apart.
No. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. So Philip at this time conveys to the audience that Parvati is the Black Widow. That is, in fact, one of Parvati's nicknames.
Yep.
And so the jungle group amasses 1.6 million, and it is time for the zipline group to reveal their briefcases from the excursion. Luke's first, and he's like, boom, I'm stealing the 450K because I am in fact a moron.
I have no words. That shocked the shit out of me. I was like, what are you doing? Like, at this point, you're a team. At least hear what your team has to say. At least try to make a fucking game plan.
Well, I mean, it just make it make sense.
Yeah. He made no sense. And I like the guy. I was rooting for the guy. I really was.
Yeah, I was talking to Miranda from last season, who will be joining me on future episodes of this podcast. And Miranda's just like, oh my God, I like Luke. That sucks. And I'm just like, Luke was a turd.
I liked Luke, and I think the reason I fell in love with Luke is because I can resonate with his story. You know, his dad came out of retirement to help him through the bullet. Like, but if I didn't hear a backstory, I wouldn't. It's the
great.
story.
Backstory is great. However, I can't unsee this.
Right. I'm like, that is not the best move to put your dad back in retirement.
It's not even the best. It's the worst move. He's a fucking moron.
I don't know. I'm like, what? I'm screaming like, what the fuck are you doing? My husband's like, babe, chill out. He can't fucking hear you. And I was like,
I think he could. I think he heard America collectively watching the episode going, I'm a fucking idiot.
Be like, oh my God, you wait. Yeah.
I mean, I just, as I said, make it make sense.
I would love to know what he was thinking in that moment. Like,
just explain to Boston Rob over sweet tea when this was. Is the tea sweet or unsweet?
The tea is sweet, and I do not drink sweet tea. I like unsweet tea. I don't like a lot of sugar, but the tea is very sweet.
Yeah, I like a 50-50. I like a because you know I'm from the South. You know, I'm here in North Carolina, so all we have is sweet tea. But I enjoy a half sweet tea, half unsweet tea, and I feel like that's a perfect tea.
I like unsweet tea with fruit. Like, put me a peach in there, a little bit of lemon and orange. Like, I just want a little bit of a natural sugar flavor, but too sweet. I feel like I'm getting diabetes with every drink. I don't know.
Well, we do make a very good diabetes tea here.
Diabetes cocktail for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Great.
Probably why I'm drunky.
So well, next is Seychelle. Of course, she gets the 75,000 briefcase because it would be no fun if the Golden God got that briefcase.
Right. Oh Lord Jesus.
And of course, the Golden God opens his, and his is what 200,000 and a steal.
200,000, yeah, and a steal. Yeah. So Luke got swap, he got to steal.
Yeah, so he knows for a fact that Letty has the million, and I'm like, oh please walk that back.
Like, you're smart enough to know. Like, I would have taken the deal immediately when Psycho Girl.
So Sydney, she comes over with the 750,000 briefcase. She is like, look, this way we're both safe, we're good, we have an alliance. You'll owe us one,
right?
And maybe it was the owe us one part that scared off the Golden God, because I feel he wants to walk away from this friendship as quickly as possible.
Yeah, but I feel like what he did, like, I don't feel like he even took into consideration what she was offering, because if I'm not mistaken, what she offered would have put him top two. So they would have got to decide who played the banker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm like, take the power right now, decide who plays the banker, and then go try to work deals.
He had in his head that he figured out where the briefcase. I don't know why he thought. I'm glad this happened now, because I think going forward he'll have a little less arrogance in a situation like that, and think it through, because
maybe
he is a smart player, and this was un-Golden God like for him.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, so when he was at the top of the zip line, he saw that they were pausing for a minute. Like, he saw that they were like, oh, he's waiting, let's wait. So that, in my opinion, that should have gave pause when they came to make a deal with you. Like, we know that you are watching, but guess what? You don't know what you think you know. So let's make a deal. You know, like
there's an arrogance to the Golden God, and I think that checked him back. That moving forward, I think I'm a huge believer in fate, and I think this needed to happen for the Golden God to play a perfect or better game moving forward. So, because like, if all this works out right now, you know, maybe he slips sooner than he should, because he's just like, dude, everything I choose is right.
Yeah, I kind of humbled him a tiny bit, put his ass in check for a minute. Yeah, I see that, because I like him as a player. I do.
Well, I think there's look at him. Like, you figured out real quick why, like, this guy, he could have just been pretty, and you would have been like, hey, I see why they cast him. but you're seeing all the components stacked on top. You're just like, holy shit! Like, why isn't this guy on every single show in America?
Right. I mean, yeah. If he
And
wasn't
get
married, he'd
ready,
be the Bachelor.
get ready. I think he will be on every show in America moving forward. I think this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, he's pretty. I
Yeah.
mean, listen, I don't even like white guys. My husband is African American. My babies are mixed. I don't even like white guys, and but he's hot. I get it. Like there's no female that doesn't think he's attractive. It's
Yeah.
obvious.
Yeah. Now I make fun of him. I'm just like, God, if only you could take a good picture. He's like, yeah, sure.
If only your hair just lay dramatically correct with the perfect curl.
At all times.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
Yes.
I do like him. I do. I just, and you're right. Maybe it humbled him, but I'm like, you're smart enough to see through the bullshit. They wouldn't have offered you anything had they thought you actually knew where the biggest case was. That should have
Yeah.
been like, hello.
Yeah. So as I said, I think fate wise, everything happens for a reason. This is good. So the lily pad group gets 2.55 million, and as a result, they and then of course the zipline alliance or grouping is in the middle or in the bottom.
In the bottom.
And so the lily pad group chooses. Sydney gets to choose who faces the banker, and both the Golden God and Luke both want to face the banker. And Seychel's like, yeah, you guys are stupid. Go for it.
Okay, so one more thing I want to point out is I think this is where Poverty's playing a really good game, because watching season 1, the person with the highest case picks who plays the banker. So they gave Sydney the $1 million case, I think, to make her feel good and boost her ego because she struggled, but
And
also
the blood on her hands.
Put the pressure on her. So there's no, because she single-handedly had to choose because they gave her the highest case.
Yeah. I mean, why you don't want the
Smart.
blood on your hands when
No.
I mean, because they can manipulate Sydney to do whatever they need Sydney to do. Potentially, she can go errant, and that is a risk. But at this point, it's a little too early for that. So you can manipulate her, and she's got the blood.
Exactly, the blood is on her hands, and I think that was so smart.
I mean, but is Luke blood really blood?
I mean, it's first blood.
It's first, yeah.
I don't know if it's like, yeah, we got your ass, but it's first blood. I don't know. It was really smart on Poverty's part. I think maybe Letty or Lexi, whatever we're calling her, I think she might have had a little bit of hand in it, but Poverty saw immediately like, hey, we're gonna help you. We're gonna get we're a team. We're gonna get you to the end, and then we're gonna give you the $1 million because you're gonna be the one to pick who goes to the banker. So nobody's looking at me as the bad guy.
Yeah. So no,
super smart.
We hear Poverty actually breaks down how to play Deal or No Deal Island later, and I'm literally like, I was like, that is literally the blueprint of how to play this game, and for her to just reveal it on episode 1, I feel anyone move if you get the call to be on Deal or Deal Island season 3. And if you don't take those words into advisement, you're Luke. You're a moron.
You're a fool. You're a fool. Like
she literally explains how to play the game.
Yeah, and I mean, and she's right.
Yeah. So, but we'll get there. So, the sleeping domes are revealed. They rule. CK says there's no survivor shit here, and I'm like, yeah, you got that right.
Yeah. No. There's no survivor shit, and there's not even season 1 shit. You guys got to fucking upgrade.
Yeah. So we get Sydney's origin story. She went from living in her car to Wall Street, and a lot more hairspray. So that's good.
Yeah.
She's in love with David. Great. That won't work out bad for her or anyone else. So let's see. And then we see Seychel. She goes, this bitch.
I love her. Seychel is my bitch. I love her.
Right here, I'm just like, all right. I like Seychel, stay on my good side because I love you right now. As I said, I just don't like her coming after my friend.
Right. I get that. I get that.
And as long as there's kind of a truce between the two of them, I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I mean, she did think Luke was a moron. I co-signed that. And she refers to Sydney as this bitch. I co-signed that. We're good.
This bitch. That's in my everyday language. This bitch. So yeah.
Yeah. So at this point, we get Luke's origin story. He wants the money. Luke, of course, is coming from a failed marriage. Shocker. I'll be here all week, Luke.
How many years were they married? I'm curious. No, I love Luke. I did like
days. His wife looks over and goes, "This bitch."
some Love Island 3-day shit. No.
So yeah, so he's going through a divorce. His dad goes back to work to give Luke money because apparently Luke can't work enough. I don't know. Don't worry, Luke's coming home with all the big money from this adventure, so we should be fine.
I do love Luke, though.
There is an appearance fee just for showing up. So
there is an appearance fee. I can vouch for that. Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're allowed to say what it is, but there's an appearance fee.
There's an appearance fee. Okay,
so in the Blue Dome, we have the High Five Alliance. I didn't write down their names. In the Yellow Dome, there is a 4-person. So the Blue Dome has 5 people. And I went through this on House of Villains, and this is a big thing that people, for those of you that are potentially going to do a reality show in the future, this is huge information, and take it for however you choose, grain of salt, or make it your Bible. So like on House of Villains, there were 4 bedrooms. There were 2 people bedrooms, and there were 2 3-people bedrooms. I purposely chose a 2-person bedroom because I value my sleep. So I don't need to hear chit chat. So, when if my roommate's talking to me and I'm not talking back, they're going to stop talking and we're both going to go to sleep. It's great.
Yeah, I'm asleep.
Yeah. So, but with 3 people, you can choose not to talk. Those other 2 can continue and you're stuck awake. So that doesn't work for me. So I purposely chose a 2-person bedroom. Johnny Bananas on House of Villains chose a 3-person bedroom, so he always had 2 people that he could be working with.
Right.
And I'm like, motherfucker.
Yeah, I get it. I was in a 4-person bedroom, and there was a 5 people, which was all girls, which backfired in my ass. But whatever, I get the strategy.
So the High Five Alliance, there are 5. There are numbers and numbers. So here we
absolutely
pay attention, folks. We're giving you all the knowledge.
Yep.
All right. So there's the Yellow Dome, and there's Sydney, David, and Lachelle, and someone else. At this point, it is revealed that Philip and 3 others have recognized Parvati. Don't worry. Keep it a secret, and she will have a secret alliance with just you and the other 3 people she has a secret alliance with that she does not mean in any way.
Right. So,
and going into commercial, she was like, the Golden God says, "Hey, does anyone know who?" She was like, "Yeah, only 4 other people." She goes, "But I'm the only one that knows who you are." Commercial,
yeah.
And I'm just like, the edit of this is so amazing for America that does not know who the Golden God is.
Yeah.
Because you're so, wait a second. I thought he's just some, is he like a big YouTube guy? Is that
right?
What
you're like, oh wait, he must be a badass YouTuber. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Mr. Beast?
Right. Yeah.
Folks, it is not Mr. Beast. We get the highlight reel of the Golden God with his sword and
Zeus.
Oh yeah.
Zeus.
Yeah. No, he's the Golden God.
He is.
Yeah.
And America's automatically going to love him. Like you said, he's easy on the eyes. He's very soft-spoken. He's being very, very patient with Sydney. So he comes off as a really calm, genuine. There's no doubt America's going to fall in love with this guy if they haven't already.
Well, he's genuinely a nice person.
Yeah.
I mean, like the Golden God, he schmoozes you. You feel like the most important in the room at all times. And you're looking at him going, oh my God, the most important person in the room thinks I'm the most important person in the room.
Yes.
That's innate ability that few of us have or can have.
I damn sure don't have that ability. I'd be like, bitch, you're psycho. You need to back it up, honey. Back it up, Terry. But he's just so calm and poised, and America's gonna love him.
Yeah, yeah. No, as I said, this is the
100.
beginning of a lot. Like we will get tired of the Golden God on the U.S. screen. So,
Some may. Some are
yeah, no
infatuated.
time
Sydney,
soon. No time soon.
infatuated. Yeah.
So yes. We then have Parvati explaining that she is going to eat the Dawson's Creek Alliance like gummy bears
Gummy
with the Golden
bears.
God. She means it too.
I know she means it, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the arrogance I love. I love a good, strong ass woman.
Yeah.
I didn't, like I said, I didn't watch her season of Survivor, but I can tell she knows her shit. She brings her shit. Like, I'm very excited to watch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna watch the season to its entirety, and then I'm gonna go back and watch the Golden God Survivor and Poverty Survivor. I'm gonna finish Dondi first, but
I'll send
if she
you a
can,
link. I'll send you a link for the Golden God.
yes, if she
Yeah.
can back it up, I'm all about it. But as someone on season one, someone that I feel, we paved the way. I love a strong ass woman. Season
Yeah.
one, top three women, three Libra women, three
Yeah.
October women. So I love a badass woman. I love it.
So does she.
Yeah.
So I love Parv showing her age, referring to them as the Dawson's Creek Alliance, because
I
I have a
died.
feeling the majority of the members of the Dawson's Creek Alliance don't know what Dawson's Creek is.
I died. I watched every episode of Dawson's Creek. I fucking died when she said that.
Yeah. So
I started singing, I don't want to wait. The theme song.
oh yeah, I lived in Los Angeles for 8 years, and I went to a deli in Santa Monica one time. They had the one of the greatest sandwiches I've ever had. I'm not going to tell anyone what it is because I only want it for myself, and you can't have it. But I was there at the deli one time, and you take a number and you wait. And one time, she was standing beside me with Chris Klein from American Pie. They were together at that time.
Oh,
And
wow.
I looked over, and I remember seeing it. I was just like, Katie Holmes was literally one of the most beautiful people I'd ever seen in my entire life at that time. So now my feeling just blows.
Yeah. That was Joey. That wasn't Katie Holmes. That was Joey.
Yeah. So I Pacey would have yeah. He would have got.
Yeah.
So it's the next morning. We see Luke running laps. Okay, are you guys confined to just that little area, right? Like you can't go any further just for a run?
No, so we are. So on season one, I can say we were confined to like, I want to say like a mile radius. Like we literally had boundaries. Like we did have a porta potty.
Well, I don't want to look at you being stupid in front of me. Like, I feel like this guy is like running 50-yard dashes back and forth just so we see him being stupid.
Well, yeah, because I was going to say the porta potty, like, so Jordan and Nick and maybe Dawson, I don't remember. Some of them tried to work out and like do run. You can definitely run. There's behind the bathrooms, there's a hidden path. You can go to the porta potty and stuff like that. So that you can definitely run, not on the beach.
He wanted to be seen running.
Yeah, yeah, he did.
Yeah. It was a bit much. I'm just like, all right, I thought you were an idiot before. I still think you're an idiot, but like I somehow dislike you even more.
I think this was my perception. I think that he maybe wanted everybody to see that he was up early running, getting his mind together. I got this. I think somehow that helped him feel like they took him serious, maybe as a competitor, that I'm up running, trying to get my mind right.
Opposite. Everyone was just like, hey, attention, whore, idiot. Like you're just giving us extra negative adjectives to describe you.
I think he definitely wanted to be seen.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
For sure.
So it's time for What's Your Favorite Number with Mommy, Daddy, and Dixon. And the Golden God's favorite number is 18 because 3 of his kids were born on the 18th, but his father passed away on the 18th. And I'm just like, well, that kind of works against being my favorite number if I'm you.
I have a kid born on the 18th too, so I actually like that pick.
Oh, there we go. So I'm very happy that that this conversation didn't happen with potentially another player on the season. It's just like, what's your favorite number? It's like 6, like January 6th. Uh, but, but that person gets no airtime this episode except for Coors Light. All right.
Yeah, of course. Like, one of the things when we got to Luke, I think he said Nick Saban. I think he said the national titles that Nick Saban won in Alabama wrong.
7. Yeah,
Yeah.
he said 7 national titles. Is that not true?
I don't think it is. I think it's only 6.
All right.
I think it's only
How many
6
national championships did Nick Saban win?
at Alabama.
He's won 7 national championships as head coach.
At Alabama only, though, right?
I don't know. I as head coach, so maybe,
Okay.
maybe, yeah. I think, yeah, he's blurring the lines. We'll get.
Yeah, I think he was off on that a little bit. I was like, oh, Luke, no, you're wrong.
Yeah. So, well, we get Dixon's origin story, and his his family ran a Chinese restaurant, and there was an elderly couple who were grandparents to their kids, and they would come into the Chinese restaurant often. They liked Dixon, and his parents said, "Hey, enjoy the Mugu Gai Pan, enjoy the fortune cookies, and have our kid Dixon."
I was so confused on that. Like,
I loved it. I like as far as origin stories go, this was pretty fucking cool.
I
one
loved
else in
it.
history of reality television has this origin story.
I loved it. But like, did his parents remain in his life? And like,
who's to say?
that's what I'm like. I loved it. I think it's so unique.
This kid appears to be like part asshole. So it's just like so this elderly white couple, they're assholes that taught you the asshole American way.
I was so confused. Me and my husband looked at each other. I was like, so they adopted him? And my husband's like, I mean, they raised him. Like, I think his parents were still involved. And I'm like, but were they? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Yeah, very unique.
Dixon is an enigma wrapped up in a riddle.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
give me more Dixon for 4 more episodes, and then we'll be done with you.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? I mean, very intriguing, very unique. I'm like, okay, we're gonna give our kid up and let someone else raise them, and life is great, and you get another person to claim on your taxes.
There we go. So Seychelles wants the golden god gone. I'm like, no, too soon for that. But it is not too soon for the Banker's Temple. And I'm like, hey, we love the Banker's Temple. This is a fun part. Okay, so real quick, I probably watched Deal or No Deal, the old show.
Original.
Yeah, maybe half an episode. I didn't. It wasn't for me. I'm into competitive reality television game. Like, I like the strategic part and all that. And I never bothered learning how the original one worked. And even watching, like binging season 1 with King George, King George is a numbers guy, and he's beautiful minding, and he's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, I don't know. So the good part about this show is, and the temple itself, is there's other people there that figured out the numbers part of it. And I feel like if I'm immersed in it a little more, I would actually, start doing it. I just don't feel like doing the math. So I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm not just, I feel like Theo Huxtable. I'm like, am I dyslexic? I'm not dyslexic. So I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't get it. And that's fine, because I feel like they talk us through it anyway, whatever.
Right.
But were you just like, okay, I got this part of it? Or you just like, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I feel like it was really easy to figure the odds. Like Luke last night, he had 2 low numbers, 1 high number. You take the 218, there's a 66% chance you're going to beat the banker. Like, I feel like it's simple math to some degree. Now, trying to predict what the offer is going to be and stuff like that, the banker's unpredictable. Yeah. A woman this year, by the way, which floors me.
It's Beyonce.
You think it's Beyonce?
Oh, according to Parvati, I mean.
Well, yeah. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like the basic math is simple. Isn't
Oprah a good? I think Oprah, or I don't know, is Rosie O'Donnell canceled? Because just think about the people back in the day that gave away, shit to be like, Oprah used
Right.
to, you get a car. And then Rosie O'Donnell used to do shit like that. It's not Ellen.
It's not Ellen. I don't know. Like, I've really been trying to draw in on clues because I feel like if you looked back on season 1, like there was little random clues that it could be Howie. I don't know who it is. If it's Beyonce,
I feel like if Taylor Swift liked the show and threw it out there, they contacted her, and and it's not like she's literally there for a 3-hour shoot, and she's out on a private jet.
right. I'm not a Swiftie, so I can take that or leave that. But if it's Beyonce and they get to fucking meet Beyonce on season 1 and I got stuck with Howie Mandel, I'm gonna be pissed.
You didn't even get to shake Howie's hand, right? He's a
No.
germaphobe. Yeah.
Nope. I think he is a complete germaphobe. He did not stay and take pictures with us after. Like, I know Jordan won the show, so I think she got pictures and shit, but nobody else did. No, he was out.
Wow. All right,
Nope.
there we go.
Nope.
So we're here at the Banker's Temple. Parvati found her makeup. Thank you, Parvati. For the record, Parvati, you are beautiful with your makeup. I don't feel you're as beautiful as you think you are without it. But hey, to each their own.
I feel like makeup. Well, we didn't have air conditioning, so by the time we got to Temple, we all looked busted.
Melted off.
It was melted off. We all looked busted. But I think Parvati. I love Parvati in makeup.
I do too. I mean, like, I've just seen her over the years, and I get she's natural. She does the yoga thing. She's into and I get you don't do the make, but it's just like, girl, okay, you're a millionaire. I mean, I know you may or may not potentially still have the million you won from Survivor,
right?
Or invested correctly, or whatever. So, but you are, you are a celebrity. You have money, or you at least had money. You're a beautiful person. Like, if I were a girl and I were in the public, I would fix myself up. Like, I would like if I look like this without makeup and I look like this with makeup, and the better one is with makeup, you're going to see me with makeup. I mean, I'm not trying to be a dick here.
No, I feel like as a woman, so I have green eyes. That's about all I have going for me. But I have green eyes. I've been told my green eyes are pretty. So I feel like women can accentuate, like, wear eyeliner, some lashes, like, wear something that accentuates what you think your best feature is. I think she's beautiful. I think Poverty's beautiful. But I do love the makeup because I think it makes her best features even better.
Yeah. As I said, I'm not trying to be a dick, and people are like, okay, I get it. But at the same time, I watch my fiance is just like, I was like, hey, let's run it. She's like, I'm not running it. Like, no, I'm dressing up, I'm looking the part, and then we can, we can go.
And then exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, I mean, clue number 1, there's 45 television cameras throwing some makeup. Just saying, I would. But all right,
we had, I think there's way more than 45. Do you know, we were told after our season that the camera crew and the background crew was over 350 people.
I believe it.
Isn't that wild?
I think Survivor's like it's over 1,000. So
yeah, I was like, wow, because you don't see them all. You see your front, but she's beautiful.
Like challenges on Survivor, I tell people to imagine a baseball diamond. And so like home plate is where the challenge is, and the outfield is all of the cameras.
I can relate to that. Yeah. For sure.
So it's crazy. And you would never, because you just see home plate.
Yeah, you don't see, and there's people in the trees, there's people up high, like it's crazy. Yeah.
And now with drones, oh my God, there's a million.
We had a drone for sure.
Yep. So Sydney at this point is revealed she likes a hair dryer, hairspray, but does not like sharing leadership honors. So all right. So she chooses Luke to go against the banker, and Luke makes some bold decisions here. A goes with the unbuttoned shirt. Hey, I get it. I'm a huge fan of the unbuttoned shirt. My college days, I'd wear the t-shirt and then the flannel shirt over top of it.
Yeah,
it's limiting. It's making yourself so show off, be proud. So, and the perception is greater. So there's that. Whew, ridiculously ugly and thick gold chain. Perhaps given to him by his father. He's just like, hey, go pawn this. And he's like, I will, since you have to work another job based on my divorce. But nope, I'm going to wear this. Also, equally ugly and thick bracelet that is revealed when the sleeves are rolled up.
I didn't notice the bracelet. I saw this. I rolled my sleeves up and on it.
Because the bracelet disappears.
I didn't see the bracelet. Yeah, I didn't see the bracelet.
So you only see the bracelet initially. I'm like, oh my God, the necklace is gaudy, but there's a matching bracelet to this horrible necklace.
I did not even see that. I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
Yeah.
I didn't even see the bracelet.
But it does not last long. So it is not there towards the end, and it is definitely not there on his exit walk.
Maybe it fell off.
I everything in me wishes that it's so cheap that it fell off at some point, and I wish they had shown it falling off.
a slow-mo, like
the class breaks because it's not real gold. So listen, Jackson or whatever that company is on Instagram, quality it up. Come on,
Jackson. Or he hits the button, no deal, and it just flies.
Oh yeah. So I mean, but where is that footage? I feel we all need it in our lives.
Yeah. I want to see that.
Yeah. It is time for Howie Mandel to make his impression felt, and he is underwhelmed by the casting of season 2. And but don't worry, he is not the banker, and has passed the bank notes on to a new banker, which spoiler is a woman. So we shall see who it is. All right. It's time for Luke to guess horrifically, and first up is Alabama National Championships won by Nick Saban. Not quite true, but almost. The number 7. Next is he goes with Vince Young's number 10 when he was a Texas Longhorn. And then next is Aaron Rodgers, who cost me money last week or 2 weeks ago, not throwing the ball to Davante Adams for a touchdown. But Aaron Rodgers decided to play one game this season correctly and did throw the ball to Davante Adams this past Sunday and won me $140. Thank you. I appreciate that. Glad I bonused that one up. And so the first offer from our female banker, which from now on will just be known as banker here, it's $55,000.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Yeah, no. So not a good offer. Next we go up to 220,000 and we get a no. And then the next one is either 180 or 185. I forgot to write it down because I was just like, oh, can this guy just lose? And
I think it was 185.
And then next we have an offer of 218,000, which makes the most sense for everyone involved.
Take the deal. Like, come on. What are you trying to prove? Save your ass.
Yeah. And we get, well, I think what he was trying to prove is he had a 66% chance of it, being better.
So take the deal.
Yeah, so he has a 66% chance of it being better to take it, right?
I'm like, did you watch season 1? Like, did you watch season 1? We busted it down. Everything. We had Claudia, who was a model. We had Aaron, who loves numbers. We were breaking it down. Like, when you put yourself in a position to have a 66% chance to beat the banker and stay on the show, why would you go another round and give yourself a 50% chance?
Yeah, I didn't get. Yeah, okay. So now I feel a little, because I'm like, am I looking at this wrong? And I'm just like, I feel like this is 66. Like this is it. This is what you're playing towards. Okay,
and he would have won. If he would have taken the $218,000, he would still be in the game.
Yeah, and Seychel's gone.
Yeah, Seychel's gone for sure.
See, so I'd rather him be a loser and Seychel still be there and give me good TV. I don't feel like this kid's gonna give me good TV.
I don't need
to see this guy like fall backwards into anything.
Yeah, I love Seychelle. I did at this point. I was really sad to see Luke go, but I mean, like, you did it to yourself, dude. Like, you shot yourself in the foot. Like,
Yeah.
you busted your own ass at this point. And I
Yeah.
want Seychelle to say. So at this point, I'm not super mad. I'm like, you had a chance to say and you fucked up. That's on you.
But I will say this about Seychelle at this point. Not good at hiding her feelings because early in this duel between the banker and Luke, paint on a smile, paint on support for Luke just in case he does beat the banker and it's between you and the golden god. I mean, I feel there's something we didn't see in which basically, because I feel like Luke is stupid and it would be like, I'm keeping the golden god and I'm getting rid of you. So I feel like we didn't get that. I feel like we got a partial glimpse of that conversation, but I feel it's just laid out. But if I'm Seychelle, I overly root for Luke for him to second guess himself. And then it's like, you know what? The move is the golden god.
Yeah, but that's what I love. I think about Seychelle is like she doesn't have her feelings.
She ain't got time for that.
No, I'm not. I played the same way. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna hide my feelings. You're a fucking liar. Blah blah blah. Whatever.
Yeah, you're an idiot.
But Luke, I mean, the thing about it though is like Luke did, like I said, he did. He had a chance to stay in the game, and he chose the work. He chose the bad move. He chose the wrong move, and he's gone. So I'm glad Seychelle's there. I really am. I think she's, like you said, I think she's gonna make for better TV for sure.
Yeah. So he says no deal 218. The golden god goes, this guy is so bad at this and he thinks he's good. And I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah.
and at that point I knew that Luke was going home because this confessional was done after the fact.
Yeah.
And it doesn't make sense for it to change.
Yep.
You know, based on what happened. So I'm just like, oh, yay. So next is the lowest offer ever in the history of the Banker Temple, $300. And Seychelle is finally smiling. So am I. We're on the same page.
Yeah.
No deal, of course. And the case is opened. It's time to open the case. Commercial. This thing was commercial city the last 15 minutes. I do not like that about this show.
Yeah.
Survivor is very good at, you go to tribal council, you go to tribal council, there's tribal council, there's the vote, you find out commercial.
Right.
This thing with 18 commercials. I don't like that at all.
I thought the same thing. I looked at my husband. I was like, we just got back from commercial. What the hell? Like, what's going on here?
I think moving or all the episodes are not 2 hours. It's just a 2-hour premiere. Like moving forward. Yeah. So I feel that was potentially the culprit here is just a 2-hour.
And it's in a way better time slot. We came on at 9 Central last year. They're on at 7 Central. So I don't know, because of the earlier time slot, if the commercials are more because of the prime time space or something. I don't know.
And you guys are also Monday nights, right?
Monday nights.
Yeah. So Tuesday nights, because Monday night you're competing against Monday Night Football, Monday Night Raw, like
The Voice.
Yeah. So Tuesday nights, there's nothing there.
Yeah, Tuesday, they have a really good time slot, and good for them. I'm so excited, like, to be part of the DONDI family and be on season 1. Like, you know, I want to embrace season 2. So I'm happy. I'm happy for the show's success. I'm glad they got a better. But fuck their AC and the CK girl, and fuck the CK girl, because for some reason she fucking hates season 1 players. I don't know why, but
oh my god, you guys, I love it. You know what? We'll put you on Monday Night Raw on Netflix. We'll settle it.
Hey, let's go. All
right,
I can take these lashes off.
So the case is open. It's $1. It's a bad deal, and Luke goes home, as it should be. And I have in my notes, he lost his shitty bracelet at some point. Oh god! So he literally got less than $1 because that shitty bracelet had to have been like what, $40 from Jackson.com.
I don't know, but I have to go back and watch this fucking bracelet. I am dying right now.
Yes. Oh my. All right. So beware the banker. You will never know what she will do next. Got it. $1 is banked. Thanks for nothing, Luke. Oh, and your bracelet will be added.
I would rather add the bracelet value to the board than $1.
Yeah. Seychelle is hyped that Luke is going home. I'm just like, preach, girl. I'm hyped too.
Yeah, she's fucking ecstatic.
Yeah. Dixon's happy, and I'm just like, calm down, little man. Jeez. But that's how mommy and daddy raised him. And Letty notices this, and I'm just like, yeah, this isn't good. MG, that is
Maria Grace.
Yes. So MG, maybe a second reason why I confused her with CK. MG thinks Storm is hot. Great, got it. It's time for breakfast. Omelets and brownies for breakfast. I'm not against it.
That's some shit I would have chose. I'm like, when I was on the island and they had like breakfast and shit, and then they had like this bomb ass like bread pudding type stuff. I was like, hell yeah.
Okay.
I would have put a brownie on my plate so quick because fuck it. We're in paradise. Eat what you want.
Yeah, there you go.
I love it.
All right. At this point, Lachelle explains that she's giving auntie vibes to everyone, and everyone loves that. I don't. And then we have a conversation between Parv and the Golden God, and they explain it's time to take the kids to school. And the best school to send them to is boarding school, and that is off the island. and at this point, Parvati explains, take note, everyone, because if you don't and you play this game, you're a fucking moron. Luke, too late. Sit back and watch who gets power, and then see who they're influenced by. And that is the game. There is nothing else. No other rule.
And that is the game. I mean, week after week, somebody gets power, and then you see who like runs to their aid. For example, later in the game on season 1, where Aaron and I get into it big time, which there's a whole back conversation to that. I wasn't attacking him, blah, 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 whatever. But we're like, somebody needs to go check on him. Jordan immediately gets up and go checks on Aaron. I peeped that. I'm like, okay, Jordan, I love her in person. We're going to Nashville at the end of this month. We're all getting together. We're all great friends. But on the show, I peeped that. I said, okay, if she's not working both sides, she's definitely working with Aaron. So Parvati is correct. You peep every single thing. You see who's coming to my rescue, who's kissing my ass when I get power, who's there to make my bed for me, Sydney.
Who's there for that first high five when you win?
Yep. And every little detail matters. And that Boston Rob was watching every fucking detail, but so was I. Like every little thing matters. So she's
there. I would say a strong. What would you guess? 80% of the cast of season 1 did not, and probably 50% of this cast does not.
I would say that's pretty close. I think Steph and I were it's me, Steph, and Rob were paying attention to any little fucking detail. Season 2, I feel like a lot of them are just going on blind luck. Like, hey, I'll be the one to play the banker.
50% maybe at most.
At most. If I had to put my guess in it, I would say probably a 33%, probably a third of them.
Okay, which is higher than the 15% from season 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Season 3, if 85% are not doing that, you're a moron.
Yeah, you're a moron because you've had
it's literally the blueprint is handed to you right here.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. And you've had 2 seasons to go watch the best of the best.
Yeah.
Watch the people that went home first.
But even if you didn't catch it watching it, as you said, you should be able to. But even if you didn't, Parvati, one of the greatest Survivor players of all time, on episode 1 says, "Here's how the game is played."
Yeah.
Like this sentence right here is the game of Dondi.
And you can think that you're playing I want to play my own game. I want to do what I want to do. This is but at the end of the day, that's it. Here's the blueprint of the game. Look at season 1. I'm assuming look at season 2. If you're on season 3, you should go in with a very, very good knowledge of what needs to happen to be successful on season 3.
Well, kudos, Parv. To figure it out that just so eloquently, just like this is it, folks. So we'll see. It's time for Psycho Sydney to approach
Psycho
the Golden
Sid.
God and says like, "Hey, we're partners, right?" And the Golden God reveals to us at home, he's like, "I got Parv." He's just, it's kind of like being on a date and then at a restaurant, and then the love of your life walks in.
That was that was so good. Yeah.
That's the Golden God will be here for this as long as he's here. So this is what the Golden God's confessionals and in the history of Australian Survivor, this guy's confessional count is through the roof.
Yeah.
So
I can't wait. I've got to get, yeah, send me the link because I'm all over it.
He is an amazing narrator. So get ready. And next time on Deal or No Deal Island Season 2, Dr. Will.
Okay, so I have not watched Poverty or The Golden Goddess, but I have seen Dr. Will in action.
Sure.
This dude is insane.
Yeah.
He is so freaking good. I cannot wait. I know he causes chaos. I know he's an arrogant ass. I love it. I cannot wait to see if him, David, and Parvati get together as the three because they're the three celebs. Or
I think it's pretty obvious from the previews, from the press. We literally see on the preview for this season on the Golden God telling Dr. Will straight up, "I'm coming for you."
Yes, but I know how twisted shit can be. I need to see it from my eyes.
I don't feel the press that Parvati and the Golden God have done going into this. I think they dislike this guy so much there is no hiding their emotions.
I can't. I cannot wait.
And Dr. Will's a friend of mine.
Do what?
I said Dr. Will's a friend of mine. Of course.
I cannot wait to see this. I cannot wait to see this go down on TV.
Yeah, I don't mind when my friends hate each other. It's okay.
I don't either. It's on TV. It's phenomenal.
Yeah. So no, I first met Dr. Will. The first time I went to the Playboy Mansion, we were on the bus going back. So when you go to the Playboy, or it's a parking lot now, I think. But back then you had to park at UCLA, and you ride they have all these shuttle buses that or touring buses actually that take you over. And I remember leaving, going back, and it was Dr. Will and Mike Boogie, and they're just like, "Hey, Jonny Fairplay and Burton from Survivor are like, hey, how's it going?" They're like, "Dude, you know us?" And I'm like, "No." And they're like, "We're like you, but I'm Big Brother." I'm like, "Is your show on TV? That's on the internet, right? Big Brother?" "Oh, no, it's on CBS." I'm like, "Are you sure?" They're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Oh, summer programming. That doesn't count, does it?" So.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So no, I'm an asshole too. It's fun. So, but yeah. So Dr. Will, I'm stoked. So right now, Amy, if you're talking to the banker and there's however many millions on the line, and you have to pick a briefcase with someone's face on it that you think is going to win this thing, who's your winner pick? Season 2.
If I had to pick right now at this very moment, I'm going Dr. Will.
Okay.
I'm going Dr. Will. I think like I said,
he's one of the greatest of all time. I mean, we were talking GOAT of Survivor, Parvati, GOAT of Australian Survivor, or the Golden God. GOAT of Big Brother is Dr. Will.
I don't know, like this answer might change a little down the road, but like I said, I haven't seen Poverty and I haven't seen the Golden God in action. My mind might change after I see that, but I've watched Dr. Will in action. Big Brother is one of my favorite shows in the entire world. I don't know that I want him to win per se. I haven't really got a perception of who I actually love yet. But if I had to guess based on like right now, what I've seen, the press, everything, I'm going Dr. Will.
Fair enough. I got to go of my options of people I know and my better French. I'm going the Golden God.
I wouldn't hate that. Like I said, I would love to see that.
I would go Dr. Will because like me and Dr. Will have hung out, more like, we used to go out in Los Angeles. I am concerned. Dr. Will and I did a commercial together one time, and I think he was rocking SPF 200 that day. And over the years, I feel Dr. Will has morphed into Edward from Twilight. So there is that.
Yeah,
so I'm a little concerned about his skin in that tropical sun.
well, they can just go
But
lay in the AC, so it's fine.
yeah, I feel if it were Dr. Will versus Parvati or Dr. Will versus the Golden God individually, I feel it's more 50-50, or I may even go who's to say? But I feel with the Golden God and Parvati working together, I feel it's insurmountable.
Yeah, 2 against 1. But Dr. Will could have a lot of, the other people that back him. And
I don't
have the
know
numbers.
that that's going to be the case. I literally, Entertainment Weekly did an interview, and basically, like, Dr. Will shows up, every single person there hated him, and all of production hated him. And within a couple days, they were just like, I still hate him. Right. However, this guy's incredible. This guy's incredible television.
And I think that's why I think that he goes far, or maybe does well, because he's so freaking good, dude. He is so good. I don't know.
I think against just the Golden God or just Parvati, it's a more even match. But two against one, those are tough odds. I mean, I feel I'm great, but I would have trouble against Dr. Will and Mike Boogie.
Yeah. I mean, if they've already duoed up and they've already solidified something before he even comes into the picture.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't have to even compete in Challenge 1, which is kind of like, you didn't even compete in the first excursion. Like, why did you get a bye? I don't know. There's just so much TV to be seen.
I'm okay. I love a good twist. So I mean,
too. That's why I'm like, I'm okay to see what
happens. If Luke were the reveal for episode, like if he skipped the first deal, or Dixon, I'm just like, who gives a no. Like, redo day 1. This guy doesn't he doesn't get a pass.
He's already a celebrity. He gets a pass.
Yeah, I'll allow a pass for Dr. Will.
Yeah. So. And I think America's going to as well. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I was just, in my mind, I was like, how does he get a pass? Like, I just want to see how this storyline plays out.
Yeah, no, I think it's going to be, it looks, from the preview where they have a choice where they can unleash whatever, like, Parvati gets a power or Philip gets power, whatever, if something is unleashed, and the unleashing is Dr. Will. And it's just like, and the whole deal with that you want a Parvati there in that moment, because Parvati is there to make good TV. So more than win, more than anything else, she's there to make good TV and to be an in the field producer. And so when you have that element introduced, and say you have like a Luke, and it's just like, oh no, this might not be good, and they the whole reason that thing is there is to use it. Yeah,
for sure.
Like Johnny Bananas on the challenge, when they had the twist at the end, with him and Sarah, and it's just like, hey, you can split the money, or you can keep it for yourself. Like, the twist was you can keep all the money for yourself. He understood the assignment. Like, is he a shitbag for doing it? Yes, but the assignment is do this twist, fuck over your person. That's the TV moment that they're paying you for. That's why he's been on 20 some seasons. If he doesn't do that, you see Johnny Bananas 8 seasons.
Yeah. I mean, in all fairness, I would have kept the money for myself too, because I'm fucking here to win.
Yeah. So, but like, if it's Parvati that unleashes this agent of chaos, which is Dr. Will, that's the person you want in that spot to have the option. It's just like, well, the option is good TV.
Exactly. And that they want to make a good ass TV show. That's their whole goal. Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, Amy, where can everybody find you on the socials?
So I am OKC Amy _McCoy on. I don't get on Twitter much, although I should, because I'm just pretty harsh.
Twitter is a toxic wasteland. Do that Blue Sky. I've only done my second post on Blue Sky, but it seems much less toxic.
Yeah, I'm on on Instagram. Most of the where I engage in like fans and reality TV talk, most of that I'm just on Instagram. I have an account on Twitter or X, don't get on there much, but OKC Amy underscore McCoy on Instagram is where I'm the most active.
Awesome. So I'm at Jonny Fairplay, no H in Johnny. Go to johnnyfairplay.com for links to my upcoming appearances and my cameos and all that stuff. You do the cameos?
I don't. I feel like America hated me so much that I'm just like, fuck it. Like it is what it is. I don't do
I must have
cameos.
watched a different show. As I said, I felt there was a
Thank
lovability
you.
to you. I just like honesty. So
And listen, I'm as honest as they get. I didn't
yeah,
hide anything. I am who I am. Love it
yeah.
or hate it. I'm not
I,
gonna change who I am.
I loved it. Keep it up. So
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having me. I've absolutely loved this. I'm so excited for season 2, and I will be following all the content you do. I can't wait.
awesome. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Amy. And yeah, click the subscribe button, click the share button, leave a comment, give a like, all the fun things, youtube.com/after show. If you'd like to watch, if you're just listening, if you're watching and you'd like to listen, it's Reality After Show on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, wherever you pod. And so with that, thank you, Amy. I'm Jonny Fairplay, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.